we have different methods of meditation in which the body has to be tensed a little bit before it can be allowed to relax. If you don't tense it, there's no way you can relax it. So we do something called Mahamudra. You don't have to worry about that. All you do is, suppose you're sitting cross-legged, bend down and holding your hands on your knees, try to touch the floor with your head, with your forehead. Hold it there and then straighten up again. Do this a couple of times so that your whole system is kind of nicely stretched. And then come back to normal. If you do 3-4 times of this bending down, you will realize that when you sit down, then you are more relaxed. The relief of not bending and sitting, and then sit in the comfort of the posture. Now, there is a very simple way of bringing your mind from outward distractions and turning it inside. Very simple, which anyone can practice no matter what way you look at divinity. With form, without form. It even doesn't depend on what religion you practice. Anybody can do this. And this is to give total attention to your breathing. Everybody has breath, right? And nobody who doesn't have breath. It's a common factor for everyone. So, prana is there for everybody. The Gita says, prana, apana, samayukta. How to bring the prana and the apana, which means the upper breath and the lower breath together into balance. Now this technique, this method I'm going to give you, free, okay? You don't have your checkbooks, I'm sure. So this method I'm going to give you, because now is a fashion, if you don't pay, then you don't get. Doesn't apply here. So sit down and then take a deep breath. How do I take a deep breath? Now there are different ways of breathing. We are looking at the yogic breath. The yogic breath is not a surface breathing like screwing up your nose. No. The yogic breath is to do this. Which means what? It's in yogic terminology, it's called ujjayi. Because the breathing is not so much through this, but through here. How? Suppose I open my mouth and do. Instead of this, I'm doing the same thing, but my mouth is closed. How do I do that? I think it's clear, right? You don't have to do, but the same process with your mouth closed, like. Of course, the air is going in through the nostrils, but it's going in a deep manner, touching your throat centers. So, deep. So you do. Now when you do this, when you inhale, it would be nice if in your mind, mentally, either you chant, mentally, okay? You can't breathe in and at the same time chant. So, mentally, the sound of hum. They hum, I hum. So chant the sound of hum, or imagine, visualize that when you're inhaling, the inhalation is hum. Actually, it's very easy to hear. It actually sounds somewhat like hum. So hum. And take a deep breath. Don't take breath in jerks like that, but very slow. Okay, hold your breath for half a minute and then start exhaling. Now there are two ways of doing this. You can either exhale with a deep, again like, or you can open your mouth slightly and do. Yeah. When you breathe out, when you exhale, imagine that you are chanting the sound of sa, sa or sa, saw or whatever you want. SAW. So, when you breathe in, it's hum. Breathe out. This is a specific exercise. You may not have come across this in yogic literature hitherto. You know, when you're tired, what do you do when you're very tired? You run and walk and you come and sit down. What do you do? Automatically there is a response. It clears all the carbon dioxide. So, do this deliberately. Breathe in, hum, hold it for half a minute, don't stress, and then if you don't want to do it with the mouth, you can just do. Allow it to go and visualize, think that you are chanting Sa along with that. Sa. So it's hum, interval, Sa. Hum, interval, Sa. So do this at least, I don't want you to count because then your mind would go into that like, oh, maybe I didn't do enough, or maybe. So just do it for 10 minutes. Don't worry about it. Can you please listen? Don't worry about the stomach and anything. Just listen. Just take the breath in and breath out and hold the breath for some time. Don't even worry where it goes or how it goes. What happens when you read too much, you see. So then take it in, hold your breath for half a minute, breathe out and chant the sound of Sa. So it is hum and it is Sa. Hum, Sa. Do that for 10 full minutes. Keep a little timer or watch or something. 10 minutes. And then at the end of 10 minutes, you will find out for yourself that things have calmed down. You're not too distracted outside. Your mind is kind of enjoying itself in that hum Sa sound. And in that, at that point, when the mind is calm, there are a couple of things you can do depending on your orientation. Those who think of the divine in any form can at that point visualize the form inside the heart. Okay, in whichever way you want. Suppose you like to think of the divine as Shiva, let's say. Then you think of a linga, white or black linga inside your heart, and then chant the mantra. Now your hum Sa is over. Forget it. Chant the mantra which is suitable for that. Like if it is Shiva, it's Om Namah Shivaya. Well, if nothing, just chant the sound of Om, Om, in a way which I'm going to demonstrate to you. We call it the Brahmari. Brahmari means a bumblebee. You know the bumblebee that comes near your window sometimes and so what you do is there are two things. Either visualize your God as you want in your heart and chant the mantra, or if you say I want to be beyond forms, just relax and let it be and just watch your mind. Along with this watching, chant the sound of Om. How do you chant the sound of Om? Actually close your ears. Now you can cut off the rain sound by closing it. Use your thumbs, close your ears, and then chant Om with more stress on the last sound, which is Ma. Om. Allow that sound to vibrate in your head. Again, you can't do it at one breath. So again you can keep your hand, but again take a deep breath and start again. When you do this, while you hear the sound vibrating inside the Brahmari, fix your attention in the middle of your forehead. How do you fix? You have nails, right? Knock a few times. Knock, and it shall be opened unto thee. Knock a bit. And then fix your attention there and make the sound of the last part of Om vibrate it inside your head. And continue to do that for 5 minutes. So you have done 10 minutes of hung saw, and you've done 5 minutes of vibrating the sound inside. Now, drop everything. No Brahmari, no Om, no hung saw, nothing, just sit quiet. And you sit quiet with this understanding that when everything is still, the essence of your consciousness is the only thing that is, which is your true ID. With this in mind, sit quietly. At this point, if you hear the rain or if you hear the birds, don't try to cut it out. It's all one. It's not part of us. There is no difference. We have learned to differentiate ourselves and make our own little time and space, but actually it's limitless. So just sit quietly. Sit as long as you want, because if you follow all the practices carefully, you will find that when you sit down quietly, you're actually enjoying something wonderful inside. Enjoy it as long as you want, or as long as you can. And then again, bend down, touch your forehead to the ground and say thank you. We chant Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. You can just chant, you can just say thank you. This is something which you can all together do 15 minutes a day. It's not a tall order, I think, if you really want to do it. And as I said before the day starts, for some reason, if you cannot do it in the morning, come back and do it before you go to sleep. As long as, have an early dinner and don't keep your stomach loaded while you practice. That's about all the safety that's required. If you have had a meal, leave an hour or hour and a half and then do your stuff. And if you had, for some chance, had a little bit of alcohol, don't do it that evening. Do it the next day morning when you are free of it. It happens nowadays. Doctor might ask you to have a glass of wine because of your heart and so on. Except that it doesn't stop at 1. It becomes 2 and 3. After some time you cannot meditate. So